Mr. Patrick Smith. Hello, Patrick. Thanks for being with us, man. I got your mic right there. How's it going, man?
It's going good. How are you guys today?
I was going to let everybody know that this is streaming live on NRSworld.com. So don't be camera shy. But how's it going out here? You're busy.
It's going good. We need to make sure we tell Caleb Driggers he can tune in online since he's not here.
Yeah, Caleb.
He all of a sudden got laryngitis about an hour before we were supposed to be on stage up here. It's funny how that hits sometimes.
Well, he never said much anyway, though.
No, he didn't say a whole lot anyway, so it won't be much different.
That's right. I want to kind of touch on that. You and Trevor, how long have y'all been roping together?
Trevor and I have been roping together for 7 years.
Good deal.
This is our 7th NFR together.
Perfect. And you and Caleb actually have already started for the, what would it be, the 2013 or 2014
season. We've been to one rodeo together. I am roping with Caleb Driggers next year. That's Trevor and I, a really good deal. He's one of my best friends. We remain really good friends. We're actually business partners together in some other areas. And it's definitely something that's new and exciting. And, my goodness, I was telling him on another show the other day that roping with somebody for 7 years in rodeo, that should be more like dog years.
It should
count
be.
for like 49 years or something like that.
Yeah, you'll be getting bad in the hips here pretty quick.
Yeah, my goodness. I mean, you talk about rodeoing, and when Trevor and I started, it was just me and him and my wife Christy and his wife Shada, and now we always joked that when we started roping, it was a table for 4, and now it's a table for 9. So
yeah, y'all got a crowd.
We've definitely been there and done that when it comes to the rodeos. We've had a good time together, and you know, we like to say there's been some teams that have probably won more than us, but nobody had more fun than us. And that's something that I'll always respect about him, is he enjoys doing what he does, and he's very professional at what he does. I learned a lot roping with him, and he'll always be in that circle of guys that I'll rope with, so we might have a reunion tour one day.
Absolutely, and that's the deal, you know, we were wanting to talk about that. You know, everybody's asking, but I kind of wanted to talk about, too, about, you know, your future with Caleb, and I kind of, y'all live a little closer together. You and Trevor, y'all were an hour and a half drive from each other as far as practicing.
Right.
And stuff like that.
You know, he's won everything you can possibly win. I told somebody yesterday that he uses his gold buckles for Christmas tree ornaments.
Coasters.
Caleb's hungry for his first world title. Sure. He lives right there next to me, likes to practice all the time, and just was maybe a good decision for now. And, you know, nobody can tell the future, but hopefully it'll be a good deal for all of us.
Absolutely.
Trevor didn't do too bad either. He's got Travis Grant, so we just kind of switched partners for now. And Trevor and I will rope together at some other ropings and things, and I'm excited about roping with Caleb. I mean, he's unbelievably talented.
I mean, last year I think he was like $1,200 behind Chad Masters, you know, in his second NFR, you know, from winning the world. You know, he's going to be a world champ for sure.
Definitely.
You know, more than once, I would think, you know, but yeah, he'll be a great partner, you know, that deal. I want to get into it real quick. You've got a new video out, and Epic Team Roping, and is this kind of actually it looks like you, Clay Trine, Jade Corkill, and Caleb, but tell us, we're going to watch a little promo here in just a second, but tell us a little bit about this video.
Well, this video is something that actually when I did the video, I don't know if you guys know, I had another video released last year called Driven, and it was a little more of a kind of a lifestyle-based video. It had a small life story piece about me, but I really broke down the basics of healing. It was more of an instructional video from how I saddle my horse to how I hold my rope, swing my rope, and then went into some really good footage of actual runs and rodeo runs of me and Trevor over the past few years and things like that. And this video is unique in a way that the same guy that filmed Driven, we had this idea, and he got a new, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of it, but it's called a flying drone. It's actually a machine that flies around like a little helicopter with cameras on it. And I mean, he's amazing how he can move this thing around. And well, he had the idea that, hey, what if we could get this and start filming team roping runs and seeing some angles that people have never seen before. And we were worried about what the horses would think, what the steers would think, and really and truly it was pretty amazing, because those horses, as long as it was about eye level or above, they had no problem whatsoever. They didn't like it. If it got down low to the ground, the rodeo was on.
That was probably pretty good. Yeah, good watching there.
But it was really cool to see some of these new angles, and like you'll see it on here in a minute, but he was able to film from up high. He was able to actually hover it directly in front of the steer's head and back it up and follow us around. So we decided rather than being too instructional, that a lot of people learn more by actually seeing somebody do something. So we've got a lot of super slow motion. We've got a lot of, like I said, angles that you can see exactly our hand positions with our left hand of how we're riding our horses, what we're doing with our feet, and learn a lot from it. And then we break it up throughout the video with some of the most commonly asked questions, like how do we mentally prepare for a big roping or a big rodeo? How do we keep our horses working? How do we get the most out of our practice? And then all four of us, me, Clay, Jade, and Caleb, break down each question and talk about it. So it's done really good this week.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of good reports on it already, and I think that it's something that's going to be exciting. If you like team roping, I think you really like this video.
Sure, and this thing just released just 4 or 5 days ago, is that right?
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
Just came out.
Perfect. Well, if we've got it, Lindsay, we got it queued up. Let's watch it a little bit. Patrick, feel free to say anything about any of this if you want to.
Now in the first few minutes of this video right here, we're just going to let you watch another minute or so of it. This is actually the start of the video. But something I didn't mention is it has a lot of head camera shots, and there's a new head camera out there that my cousin's actually one that did all this, and he's kind of a nerd, I like to call it, because he knows all this, the ins and outs of how to do these things. But he's got these new cameras that now, all the old head camera shots, they were so bouncy you couldn't really even tell what was going on. And this new one, as you move your head, we had it on, I wish I had the hat to show you, but we had a camera mounted on the side of this hat. If you tilt your head one way or the other, the camera would actually tilt and stay level up and down. I mean, it was really pretty amazing how he did it. But we just had the idea that if somebody could watch and see exactly what we see, I've had a lot of my friends that rope really good, and they say that those head camera shots, to be able to see the exact position that we're in, see exactly our hand position when we're delivering our rope and things like that they really think that's going to help them in their roping.
Man, that's, I know, that's unbelievable, you know, as far as that drone. It looked like there at one time, I mean, it's just right in front of the steer. It looked like that steer come out and kind of gave it that right there, you know, but that is great. I've got a VHS, you know, of I think Jake and Clay or something like that, and I think they, you know, may have been the first head cam shot, you know, as far as team roping goes.
They had the big helmet on with the real camera on
chin
top.
strap probably on it. But man, what's next as far as videos? I mean, you think, you know, it looks like they thought of it all, but
you know, I think that team roping fans are always going to like to watch team roping. It's funny because we'll go. I know at the U.S. Finals this year, we were laughing about. They've got the Open of the World going on in the arena, and then they've got the Hork Dog playing out back, and there'll be 40 people standing around watching the TV, watching team roping right in the back, and they can walk 30 feet and watch live team roping in the arena. So
it's that whole TV deal.
Team roping fans they'll never get enough.
That's right. I wonder what it'd be like to put it on a steer's head, you know, or something looking back at you guys or something. I don't know what's next, but hey, before I forget, talk about Lone Star Ropes for just a second for me.
Lone Star Ropes is something that I'm really excited about. This is another new venture for me.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple people ask me if I was in a midlife crisis.
Right, yeah,
you're switching partners, and now you're with
get a Corvette or something.
That's what I told them. I said I got a new partner and a new rope and a Corvette with a one horse.
Oh,
I don't know where
exactly.
they're getting this from.
Exactly.
So, Lone Star and I teamed up this year and did something I'm really excited about. The ropes feel phenomenal. They've made, if you haven't tried them, they have completely changed the location of the rope shop. They've built a new rope shop, brought new machines in, have really been studying ropes, and they're hungry to get their name out there, because I was really shocked at how good the ropes actually felt, because they were a little bit, you know, not that they weren't good ropes, but
Right,
they just
sure.
weren't marketed
Sure,
or brought out
exactly.
there as much as you'd like to.
You bet.
You'd like to know more about them. So that's something that we're going to start doing, because I was really surprised at how good all their ropes felt.
Yeah.
I've used the Falcon rope, the Titan rope, the Inferno rope,
Right.
and now they're coming out with the new rope called the Storm. And it's something that I've been able to be a part of, and I'm really excited about. I've used it in a couple of rounds here, and it's coming out. Actually, that rope is available out at the South Point,
Awesome.
but it's releasing this month. And
Really?
yeah, these guys have done a good job, and I think you're going to start seeing a lot of Lone Star ropes out there. I think that they're going to be able to get them in your hands, and I think you're going to be surprised at how good they feel and how good they perform.
Perfect. Briefly go through with this. We're starting round 4 tonight. Kind of sum up, you know, round 1, 2, and 3 with you and Trevor so far.
Well, the first go round we ended up winning 6th, so we got out of there with a little bit of money, and I said the other day, that 6th place check, I'd already won more than I won the entire 10 rounds in 2009. So we go ahead and celebrate out here when we break the ice. So round 2 had a little bit of trouble. Trevor actually hickied a horn on the steer. All these steers obviously are big with big horns.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a really different kind of loop. When it went on the horns, it hickied the left horn way out by the tip.
Right.
So when he dallied and turned off, his rope came all the way off, and we got a no time. But better to have that no time early than it is late. And we're going to stick to our guns and stick to our game plan of trying to make the best run we can without getting out of control. And Trevor, again, he's one of the best there's ever been at this arena right here. So I know that if he gets tapped off, we're going to have a chance to win a lot of money this week.
Oh yeah, he kind of reminds me. I've seen a video the other day of like Michael Jordan. You know, he went 3 quarters, no points. You know, and took 50 shots or something like that, and then wound up 35 points in the 4th quarter. You know, I mean, at this level, you know, you can't count anybody out.
No, you can't. And everybody's asking me kind of, where are we at as far as the World Championship? Who's in the race? And I'm telling you guys, there is 15 teams that are in the World Championship race this year. It is anybody's game. It's just whoever gets tapped off and makes the best runs. Last night we ended up winning a little more money. Had a steer that was supposed to go off to the right, and he almost went off to the left a little bit and followed. And I didn't necessarily heel him as fast as I wanted to, but I thought it was a little bit too risky of a shot there, and wanted to make sure to get out of there with some money. And we've been able to place twice out of 3 nights. So 7 to go. Just kind of keep plucking away.
Right. So tell me if I've got this right. We've been 3 rounds. All steers have been run through one time.
All steers have been run through one time. The first go round is the strongest set. I don't know if you remember that round. It was the easiest round. Some of the steers were really tough in the set, and they're back tonight. The second round is kind of more of the medium set, and then last night's set was the slower set. And so they rotate every 3 go rounds just like that.
Will it make what kind of difference will it make, tonight, the 4th round? I know at home, say you have 10 steers and you're breaking them in and all this, and as you run them through, how will they change, now that they've all been in the building, run through, and of course y'all broke them in and all that, but is it just more that y'all will know the steers better now?
Well, I mean, obviously knowing history on a steer does help, and that's what's so hard in the first 3 go rounds out here is we run these steers through on Tuesday, the Tuesday before the rodeo starts, and kind of get a feel for them. But all the team ropers are in the arena, the lights are really dark, there's nobody in the stands, and then you throw 18, 19,000 people in there, turn the lights on, and the arena's empty. You never know if they're going to start, if they're going to run, how they're going to react, so it's a little bit of a guessing game. But now that they've been through that arena, what most teams are hoping for is that their steer just leaves the chute good. It's really hard, and that's kind of what happened to us in the first round. When the gates open in an arena this small, and the steer doesn't leave, it makes it really hard for the header to not break the barrier. And then if he does end up having to pull, then he's late. You're out of room so fast, and it's hard to place. So it's really pretty much just react to the not anticipating, but reacting to what the steer's doing, what your horse is doing. And after these first 3 rounds, it does get easier, because now tonight, for instance, if I was to draw Luke Brown's steer, I'll go back and watch exactly what he looked like. And usually they perform pretty close to the way they did in those go rounds.
Talk about, I keep hearing the difference, from the steers this year than they have been, the last 3 or 4 years, bigger horns. Talk about, as far as healing these steers, the steers are pretty big, they're pretty big, is that, I know as far as heading them, the horns and stuff, but does it make a difference back there healing them?
Oh my goodness, it's, I don't remember roping steers this big here since 2003, which is my rookie year, but the steers that we roped in 2003 were really big, but they had been roped a lot.
Right, sure.
They knew the game. These steers are still pretty fresh, so if the headers, not only do they have to get out and get it on them that fast, but then they've got to take care of us. I mean, heelers, that's just the name of the game. We're a little bit whiny. We want everything the way we want it. So we need to make sure they take care of us, but you've seen some of the last few nights, some headers maybe getting a little bit of a hurry, and man, those steers are not easy to heel. So definitely does make a difference when they're that fresh and that big, because they almost fall apart and get into a trot or don't come out of there very clean. So the guy wants to make sure he puts himself in a good position. Sets that Lone Star down there big. Give yourself plenty of room for him to get in.
Absolutely. Do you like the change? I mean, you like to maybe break it up a little bit like they have compared in the past. Do you like these steers? Or I mean,
I do like the steers. I like the bigger horns. I like the bigger bodies. I think it makes it's a little bit more tough on the guys, but I think that it kind of makes the better horsemen show up. If you're not riding your horse correctly, and you're not swinging your rope correctly, I mean, you're going to be in trouble this week.
It looks kind of ranchy out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's sometimes, like I said, it's amazing because we tell ourselves all the time it's about being smooth. I mean, you want to make the same run that you would make at a jackpot, just a lot closer down the arena, and the only way you're going to do that and be able to do it throughout the week is just to be in complete control of the run.
Good deal. Patrick, we've got about 5 minutes left here. And I want to let everybody know we're sitting here with the world champion team roper Patrick Smith, and talking about that. You haven't been roping all your life, you kind of got started a little later than, not kind of, you did, a lot later than most people, and you're a world champ now. Talk about that and what that means to you.
Oh man, it means everything to me. I mean, if I was, when I was 14, 15 years old, I mean, I was like every kid. I wanted to ride a horse, and I'd never ridden a horse. I guess I did actually. One time in Louisiana, I was at some cousins of ours' house. They're actually out here right now. Hadn't seen them since about that time. But I went down and rode a horse, and man, I loved it. And from that day forward, I always wanted a horse. I met some people that I went to church and school with that they gave roping lessons and riding lessons, and I started doing it by the time I was about 16, going on 17 years old, and I fell in love with it. My dad owned a heating and air conditioning business in Midland, Texas, and if you don't know where Midland, Texas is, it's out west where they have 125-degree summers, and that'll make you want to start healing better. I can promise you that. Every time I'd go home and crawl around in an attic or crawl under a house, it made me want to go to the practice pen. So to be able to be here now and be here as long as I've been here, and like I said, 3 kids and a lot of gray hairs later, here we are in my 10th NFR, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. I mean, this is a dream come true to me, and I'll give God the glory for everything. I've got a lot of people behind me. It takes, what people don't know is, in order to show up here, it takes a lot of people behind you, from family and friends to sponsors, and they help as much as anybody in this deal.
Sure. Well, we want to wish you good luck tonight. I want to say thanks for coming up here. We know you're busy. It means a lot to us. Folks, y'all go out, get this new video right here, and let's give a big hand for world champion team roper Patrick Smith.
I do want to let you know, I am going to be at the Lone Star booth, which is, I don't know the booth number.
I don't either. I will find out though, and I'll announce it.
It's back here. If you'll go to the right, go to the wall, go down, I'll be down there on the left. I will have these epic DVDs along with the driven DVDs. If you want one for a Christmas present, if you know anybody that's a team roper, or if you're a team roper, I really think you'll enjoy it. And if you purchase one today, I'll sign it for you back here. I'll be at the Lone Star booth signing autographs for the next little bit. So.
Perfect. Patrick, thank you very much, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Patrick Smith, everybody.